Hi guys, welcome back to Jungle Flowers Canada. My name is Grania and thanks for joining me. So guys, today I decided I'd do an update video on the plants that I imported from Thailand 2 weeks ago. So sometimes you import plants from Thailand and some of the plants look great and you think, okay, they're going to be fine, and then some don't look so great and you think, oh, they're not going to make it, and you can just be surprised at the outcome. So I've had good luck actually. I've actually only lost one plant, but some have struggled and I just wanted to show you their progress. And also just to let you know that some things may happen to the plant and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this was a disaster, but they're actually just, they're just shedding all their outer leaves, but they will actually come back. And this happened to me actually with my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. It dropped all its leaves, but I just kept it in the pot and now it's actually flourishing. Okay, so first up is my Hoya calistophylla. So guys, I don't know if you'll notice, but it's a little bit shorter than it was when it came in. And the reason being I took a cutting because I want to make it fuller, because there's really just one stem in here. Let me show you. So there's really just one stem in here. I have my new camera, by the way, guys, so I can now see what I'm showing you. And oh my gosh, look at the leaves. So I didn't take a cutting for the first 5 days or so. And then I decided, you know what, it was very long and I really wanted to fill out the plant. So it's only been a little over a week. I would say maybe 7 or 8 days. But look at the amount of roots on that. Sorry, am I too close? So already it has rooted. So I'm really happy with that. And the plants, or the leaves I should say, are looking very healthy. So I'll leave it in there for another bit and then I'm going to pot it in with the original plant. So that will just give me a little bit of a fuller plant. Because when you do get them, so quite often it's just one stem and you do want it to be a little bit fuller. So it's 100% for the calistophylla. It did very well. Hoyas, as I said in my previous video, tend to do well. What didn't make it? Well, probably no surprise. Even though there were green leaves on it, the elliptica looked awful and it didn't make it. I was kind of sad about that because it was a little bit more expensive. I think that one was like maybe $15 US, so it was on the more expensive side. So I was disappointed that that didn't make it. Now, of course, the Hoya Sunrise. I think you could probably do anything to this. It is such a sturdy plant. Let me show you the leaves on this. So this, it's just got a beautiful veining in it. I'm not even sure, how do I stop it from being blurred? Do I do this? So can you see how gorgeous the leaves are on that? And I cannot wait for it to get bigger. And then if it gets enough sun, it turns almost orange. So it's very healthy, didn't lose a leaf, took the shipping in its absolute stride. So that's what I would definitely bring in again. Now, funnily enough, the Dischidia ovata, although it still has its long leaves, it's struggling a bit. It's still not as healthy as I'd like it to be. So the leaves are a little puckered. Can you see there? There's definitely some stress on it. I do pull off the dead leaves as I'm going along. I see them, like there's a strand there now that's dead. So that's a little disappointing because that is like a pretty tough plant, because I had a little cutting of it before and it's growing merrily away. So not the greatest. It's not going to die. It's definitely going to survive, but it is struggling. It's having its little issues. But hopefully they will soon resolve. Now, very interesting. So remember the Birkins? So there's actually 2 plants in here, guys. And I wonder if you can see what's happened. This is actually one plant. So it lost all its leaves. Every day I went in, there was another brown leaf. But look what's happening now. It has some new growth. So this will definitely rebound. So this was what happened to my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. So I'm not worried. I can see the new growth coming out and it will revive. This is the other one. And you can see there, it also has some new growth coming up. And the leaves are exquisite, aren't they? So this one's, no, that's okay. That one's fine. It's just very white. It's beautiful. So there's 2 in here. And as I say, they did lose a lot of leaves. But this one is doing great. So this was the best one that arrived. Look at that. Beautiful. And Can you see there? There's some new growth. What am I looking at? See here? This is new growth coming up. So all in all, this one did very, very well. I love it. Very pleased with it. It's so magnificent. It's like somebody painted on it, isn't it? It's beautiful. So here we have the Monstera carstenianum. Remember, I couldn't pronounce that, guys. Look at that beauty. So it is doing fabulous. Not a bother. Happily growing away. And it's getting a lot of its light from artificial lighting, because a girl just doesn't have enough windows. So this is doing fabulous. And this is actually more commonly known as the Monstera Peru. So I'm very pleased with this. This is definitely a good one to ship. Beautiful, beautiful leaves. So the last plant that we ordered was the Monstera dubia, which is doing beautifully, guys. It's at my daughter's house. I'm afraid I can't show it to you now. But I will actually, I think I have a picture, I'll pop it in, of when I put it on the cocoa coir pole. So if you haven't seen that video, guys, I'll put a link up. This cocoa coir pole is fantastic. I saw a video, not of how to make one, but I saw somebody in the US using one of these poles that are extendable. So basically one can sit inside the other. And I thought I can make that. So I made them and I absolutely love them. I actually have 2 in my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma and I have a couple more to make. I'm going to make a big long one for my Monstera deliciosa. So I'm really excited about that. So she also got the carstenianum, she got the calistophylla, and she got, what else? Well, she had a Birkin, but it was the Birkin that I bought here. So she had ordered one of these Birkins, but as I said, I bought 3 here locally in my local nursery. So she has that, and we actually both were like, is that all we got? It felt like we were going to get this massive order. I guess because it was like $300. We were expecting so much more. So I remember when she was going home, she's like, that's not very many plants, is it? But I am actually waiting for another order. I have another order coming in, hopefully the first week of August. So I will do a video of that for you guys, and you can join me in the excitement of the unboxing. But I really just wanted you to see how the plants were doing, and it gives you an idea that, you know, is it worth shipping? And you know what, I get questions all the time. So since I put up the video on how to import plants to Canada, I get messages on Instagram and on my Facebook group, which is also called Jungle Flowers Canada, if any of you want to check it out. And there, you know, I get lots and lots of questions about doing it. And I had a question from a lady. She's like, I've heard so many negative things. Is it worth doing? And all I could say to her is, you know, that's a decision you need to make for yourself. I would do it again. I fully understand that there's an element of risk, and you have to understand that, guys. You may lose some of your plants. There may be other issues. Post could be delayed. You know, like what happened with me with UPS. Like if it hadn't have been for Charlie, who went and got my box, this could have been a disaster. So you have to bear that in mind when you're shipping, guys. Of course, the plants are going to be put through way more stress than they would if you went to your local nursery. So that's all I would say, is that you be prepared that there is an element of risk. Also, I noticed actually, which was kind of disappointing, but I noticed that some of the plants that I bought previously have increased in price, like the Monstera dubia. I think it was $9.95 and it's now $12.95, and I know that's only $3, but it's $3 US. And also something else to consider, guys, when you are shipping, right? You can get your hands on beautiful plants, absolutely. The price for the plant is a good price. When you convert it even, it's a good price. But you have to add on the expense of shipping. So shipping this was $60 US. What would that be? Maybe 80 Canadian? So you need to divide that amount between your plants as well and add that amount onto it. So don't forget about that. Plus, you got to pay for your phyto, which is a $35 US, which is probably $50. And then you have to buy your import permit, but your import permit lasts for 2 years. So that's not really a big deal, that's 35 Canadian. But these are things to consider. For me, guys, it's worth it because I get to get plants that, you know, are just hard to find. Now, ironically, sometimes I'll bring in a plant and I'll see it at a local nursery afterwards, and, you know, that's the look of the draw, but I may have got it before they were readily available, which is the case with some of my previous orders, and most definitely with my Monstera deliciosa Thai constellation. And actually, when I bought mine, it was a lot cheaper than they are now. Like, I think for the one I bought, I'm guessing I paid, I think maybe $40 US for mine, and now they're like $75 US. So as the plants are becoming more popular and as suppliers are starting to realize that, hey, you know what, there's big money in this, they are increasing their prices. And would I have paid $75 for the Thai constellation? Probably not. Probably not. I love that I have it and it brings me great joy, but would I pay over $100 for it? No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little bit of a cheapskate in that way. And you know, I'd probably wait, because you know what, eventually they all become available, and once they all become available locally, the prices go down. Now I do notice as well, another thing I'll mention to you, when you look through the website, or when I look through the website, because I'm always looking for plants and I'm always keeping an eye on prices, I noticed that some of the plants available in Thailand, it's actually cheaper for us to buy them here. Like there's a number of plants that are available on the website that I have bought for probably cheaper. And in fact, the Birkin, although the Birkin that I received from Thailand was actually much nicer than the one I bought here, it probably cost me a little bit more when you consider the shipping and the phyto and all of that than what it cost me to buy locally. So it's the look of the draw, guys. For me, it's fun. I like to be able to get the plant I want at the time and not have to wait, because typically what happens in our local garden centres is it goes up on Instagram, everybody goes crazy, they're all lining up before the nursery opens, and if you go down at 10 or 11 in the morning, everything is gone. Because of that, guys, I like to do it this way. You're not competing with like 100 other people for 10 plants. So all in all, I will be doing this probably for the foreseeable future. I have looked at other websites and other suppliers in Thailand, but I just particularly like this one because you're able to go onto his website and you're able to see what he has. The others have all these, you know, download this sheet, download that sheet. I don't like to shop that way. It's too much effort. So for me, I just like the format. I like the style of the website. So I think I'll just continue buying from him. I did think about maybe trying a couple of others, but for me, it was just too much trouble. You know what? I'm getting old now and I just want the easiest way to buy plants that I possibly can. So guys, that's it. I hope I haven't rambled too much. We could talk about plants all day, really, couldn't we? But anyway, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. And stay tuned because I have started propagating some lovely plants for my 1000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm taking cuttings from some of my own plants, guys, and I know plants that people will be interested in. So stay tuned. I will do a video on what I'm preparing, and soon I will have my plant room back because my son is moving out and I have a beautiful room in the basement. I have to use grow lights obviously in it, but I have a lovely room in the basement, so I'm looking forward to getting back down there, and then I can really get into my propagating again. Okay guys, you take care and have a wonderful day.